For me, the reason why I do what I do is because my goal at the beginning when I started in content creation and putting myself out there, I just wanted to even if I could inspire one person out there, I was like, my job's done. So even if there was none of you guys in the room right now and there's only one, I wouldn't mind, because I'd be like, I'm so grateful for this one person. They get all my attention and love and time today, and I'm going to just still give the same value to you. Also knowing that it's being recorded over here, so it's like double content for me as well. But anyways, I wanted to quickly introduce myself to some of you guys who don't know me. I'm Sadiq, also known as CoachSadiq online. And I know some of you guys have been following me for a while and some are new. So again, appreciate you following. I am someone that used to be super shy, couldn't speak to women. Parts of my life, I was lonely. Sometimes still am, like a lot, which is why I really am passionate about this topic, and I know how it feels to have those mental health struggles and challenges as well. I will also say that I was that person that just couldn't communicate with people. Like it was just me and my friends. I don't know how many of you guys can relate, but coming from an Asian cultural background, we don't get encouraged to go out, go with your friends, don't go to parties, drink. We don't do that. We've been told by our parents to go to school, get a good job, get a good education, get a good job, make money and help the family. Like half of your money goes to the family. So you just live with them, you look after them, and you pay the bills and you look after your family. Which, by the way, I respect and I love and I will continue to do for the rest of my life, because I believe family always comes first, right? But I also believe that we also come first. So if we don't work on ourselves to grow, to evolve, to become a better version of ourselves, then we can't help serve others. So I always have this saying, I say like, we have to be selfish first and go deep within ourselves to heal and to kind of go through our own self-healing journey before we can be selfless, before we can go and give back and serve and do these free events. I can just do like, first I had to improve myself, right, and grow and become a better version of me. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. But again, alongside that of my journey, why am I here today? Like, why am I so confident and bold and loud and crazy today? Because one moment of my life changed my life. Like one moment when I was sitting in my bedroom and I came back from an event like bigger than this, not like my one, bigger than this, no more energy. But I was like, you know what? It was buzzing and I learned so much, and there were these coaches and speakers and mentors on the stage, and I was like, how can I be like them, man? Like me, just this Asian shy kid in the middle of East London, like how can I be like them? How can I truly be bold and courageous and confident? And then I just basically started just reflecting and introspecting, thinking, Sadiq, think about what's the only thing that's stopping you from like changing your life or from growing and becoming confident. So I had a little thought while I was sitting on my bed. I was just reflecting. I was like, you know what? The only reason why I wasn't moving forward and I was shy was one thing. I gave a crap about other people's opinions. Like I really cared about what Christian would think about me, or what Samra would say about me, or like what other people say and do. Like not do, but what they would say and how they would judge me. That's the only thing I cared about. And when you think about it, most people in your life right now, they all care about other people's opinions, which is why they don't do something, and they hold back because of the fear, because of judgment, because of opinions. That day after the event, I just had a light bulb moment. I was like, Sadiq, screw it. Forget about what other people think about you and just do what you want to do. Go and practice personal development. Dive deep into these books that I got given. And I was like, all right, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Think and Grow Rich, The Power of Now, The Art of War. These are all the ones that come into the top of my mind. These are all like business, personal development, self-development books. So I started on that journey, and you know what? I am not a reader. I don't like reading books. I swear to you, you can literally, I would open up a book and like in 5 minutes I'm knocked out. I'm already sleeping. It doesn't matter how interesting the book is. I don't care if it's telling me how to make $1 million or how to get in a relationship. I don't care. 5 minutes in, I'm like, hey, I'm gone. Like, it's just, I'm not that type of a learner. And that's lesson number 2 that I learned in my life. You have to understand and learn how are you, like what kind of a learner are you? Like how do you best learn? I'm a visual learner, which is why I keep looking at you guys. And which is why I always look at screens and why I like social media and stuff, because I consume through video, hence why I'm a video creator as well, because I like showing people who can resonate and relate to me through video. And it's also the best way to build trust and credibility with people, because if you can see me and hear me and see all my crazy hand gestures and all this stuff, you're more likely to trust and believe me than someone just like sitting there with the professor, like today we're going to talk about mental fitness and mindset. It's just like going back to school, your teachers and your professors, and nobody liked them really, right? We just was there for the sake of it. But anyways, enough about me. That's a little bit, that's it in a nutshell. I try to give you some insights because it's always nice to start an event to give you guys an insight as to who I am and how I found my purpose in coaching and speaking. And I did a TED Talk on that in 2020 as well. And for those of you guys who don't know what TED Talk is, it's like one of the biggest public speaking platforms in the world. And I swear to you, if I was to look back now, it's like, wow, like that's probably the still till today, the best day of my life and the most biggest achievement I ever had. I'm so happy I didn't go to university because I got to show my parents I got to speak on our biggest public speaking platform in a university with all these amazing students everywhere around me, and like the buzz and the crave was incredible. But the reason why I say that is because everything I did and the reason why I got to where I am now, because one thing which I talk about in my TED Talk, consistently taking action. All I did was learn, invest in myself, learn something new, teach it to others. So a concept that one of my mentors taught me, ILT. Invest in yourself, learn something new, teach others. And hence today, I want to teach you guys about mental fitness, not mental health, and mindset. The reason why I say not mental health, we're going to come back to it. I'll get to it more in detail on the next page, but I think the terminologies used today is what's causing the stigma. Because I recently watched a podcast with Steve Bartlett and Simon Sinek, and Simon Sinek was saying, I don't like the terminology mental health anymore. That's actually what made me click. I already knew about the terminology of mental fitness before, but when I watched that podcast, and this is why I say always be learning and growing and consuming new things, when I watched what he said, it was just the right timing of my life that he said, not mental health, call it mental fitness. And then he explained why. He said mental health, when you say mental health today to Christian, the first thing, regardless of like where you are in your journey right now, the first thing that will come to all of our mind, because as human beings, our mind goes straight to the negative. So when we say mental health, you think about someone in your life with a mental illness. So someone that's depressed, someone that's got anxiety, someone that's got bipolar, someone that, like, so you straight away think of all the diseased people and you think, oh crap, I know someone with a mental disorder. But they don't, just because it's called disorder, they're not disabled. They're not like, less privileged than you. They're no different to you. They're exactly the same as you. The only difference between you and them is our journey is all different in life. We're all on a different path. But you just saying the terminology mental health, this is what Simon Sinek was saying, it gives everybody that stigma. It gives everybody that negative, oh, it's that person, they always talk about mental health, mental illness, like they got these problems, they got challenges in their life, oh, don't be around them. When in fact, they're supposed to be like, hey, Christian, how can I help you? Like, are you struggling? What can I serve you with? Like, what's going on, man? Go on, let's have a chat, like, talk to me. Hey, Samra, what's going on? Talk to me, like, let me know some of the struggles you're going through. I'm here for you. And having those friends in your life or colleagues or whoever they are, it doesn't matter. But finding people like that in your life is what I found to be the most valuable, Samra, seriously, like. And I have this little like community right now, a private Telegram community of just souls that I've met through LinkedIn and Instagram who I just absolutely love. I want nothing from them. They're all incredibly ambitious, so I want that from them. I want their energy and their ambitiousness to be with me. But I tell them my dreams and I tell them all my struggles and my challenges and like where I am now and then where we're all going to go together. So this like little private community is a place where we can all come and people open up about everything. They literally talk about, I'm not going to say their names, but obviously it's confidential, but they talk about literally like the struggles in marriages they're having. They talk about mental health challenges. They talk about when their business is like not growing. They talk about when they can't find clients, heck, can someone help me with marketing or whatever. They talk about everything, both struggles, but also the positives, also the wins, and we celebrate together, we all show love and we voice note, we make videos and everything. Self-care on Sundays, everybody shares a little park view, because I encourage them all, like make sure you prioritize your self-care. Look after yourself, like I know Bush likes to play tennis for hours. That, honestly bro, I know I'm just saying that, but seriously that makes me so happy because you know how passionate I am about physical fitness, right? And that's why when Simon Sinek said mental fitness, and for me knowing about what I know about mental fitness, it just clicked and it aligned with me because it made me positively think about mental health. Like the people in my life that I know who are struggling, who are lonely, the pandemic was the biggest time, right, when so many people were just lonely. And I swear to you, I still remember in 2020, when I was going through that period, I was okay because mentally, right, I always work on myself. I do my best to be positive. I wake up with gratitude. Like I know, I've got the trigger points in my life to heal on a daily basis, right, to learn, to grow, to keep myself going. So I don't think I can ever go into a mental health challenge now. because of the mindset I have now. Because I've built this mindset, right? They call it resilience. You can call it whatever you like. I just call it like mental toughness. Because when you can mentally be tough, and also you know you for who you are, you accept you for who you are, that's the reason why I don't care about people's opinions. Because I know that Sadiq's a good person, that I'm honest, that I'm kind, that I'm trustworthy. Like, I know I'm a good person. So anybody in my life that comes and surrounds themselves with me, whether through online or offline, you've got a gem right in front of you that's going to be willing to help you however he can. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's what we have to all build on, community. There was someone earlier here talking about community building. I was like, I'm really passionate about that, because we live in a world where everybody really is selfish and they don't want to like consume, and they don't want to give to others and serve others. Oh, how can I help you? They're all about, oh no, like you go do your thing. I'm busy. Sorry. Oh, maybe we can do that. Maybe we can do this. The reality is that people are just all selfish because they're also busy in their own life. So the other trigger that I had when I used to worry about people's opinions, number one was I had to ask myself, what is the point of really caring about X person's opinion of you? Are they going to genuinely help you change your life? Are they going to pay your bills next month? Are they going to build your business for you? Are they going to help you get the funding or whatever it is that you need for your startup? Are they going to help you, I don't know, get benefits at work? Like, what is the point of worrying about their opinions? The second trigger was the fact that because now you know that their opinion doesn't matter, the second trigger is actually finding the solutions in your life, which is the part that people struggle with. Okay, what's the solution? What book do I start with, Sadiq? And then I will say this to people, right? I can give you all the best advice. Today you're going to learn so much. I'm going to try my best as well to keep it short and sweet when I go through this. But you're going to learn so much about stuff that I've learned in my life. This is not new stuff. This is not even mine. It's taken from the World Health Organization, which God knows who trusts these days because of what they did in 2020. But I'm just saying it. This is what people believe. I'm not even asking you guys believe this, because I don't even believe these numbers. I know that the numbers are big, so I believe that the numbers are close to this. But I just think we always consume people's content, and we're so much in the online world, we believe everything. And I just want you guys to realize today, just stop believing everything you see online, including what the hell I share. Because you've seen what happens behind the scenes, right? All this messy stuff. But one thing I can promise you is the stuff that I share, the content that I share, is never scripted. You can ask Bush when he came in earlier. I was like, Bush, this is the first time in my life that I freaking actually took time out to like prep a talk. I've never ever prepped a talk on a whiteboard. I've got my whiteboard videos that I made, and those things I prep because it's just for a video. But I never ever prepped anything even my TED talk was not prepped. My TED talk, a week before on a Friday, I just opened up my laptop, opened up Pages, and I was just like, bosh, got a shy picture of me, typed in consistently taking action, to find your purpose, the title. It was like literally 6 or 7 slides, 3 of which had pictures and the other ones just had words. Again, visual learner, but also part of their process, where you must only have like visually only pictures and big words, and not notes and bullet points and stuff. I was like, wicked, I could do that in a week. I thought I could just do that the day before. I thought that's a bit pushing it. Let me study 1 week before to sit down, get it done, make sure the font is right. And I'm so glad I did, because I remember on the day of the TED Talk, the girls were like getting the laptop together. Obviously, we sent it to the email, and they messed up they were using a Windows laptop, and we are all Mac people, and the font was different. So when I went because they asked me, come and check it before you go on, came and checked it last minute. I was like, why is the font all messed up? I was like, what's this font? And I had to literally on the spot quickly change everything. I was like, what are they doing? They just messed up the font. And oh my gosh, anyway, I digress. Where was I? Now I need to take my deep breath now. Yeah. By the way, before we go into this, I forgot. I don't even know how I forgot this. I wanted to start with like some breath work with you guys to get you into a little bit more of a deeper zone before I get into this. Someone said something to me once, or someone to the audience once when I went to an event, and he said this one line, and it just blew my mind because I never heard of the analogy. He said, our mind is like a parachute. It works best when it's open. And I was just like, whoa, I'm going to use that. When I talk one day, I'm going to use that line. Because it's so true, right? If you just jump out the helicopter and you're just like flying down, there's no point if you don't pull the string and open up the parachute. If you don't do that, you're going to splat. So it's the same with our mind. If you're a closed-minded person, you're always very pessimistic, then you're not going to be able to take in what I share today, and you're going to end up getting bored halfway through, and it's not going to be valuable for you, and it's a waste of your time, as well as for me. It's just like, I don't really mind because I'm getting content for it. But for you, it's like you spent your time to come here. All of you have, like I said, I'm so grateful for that you've given me time today, because it's the most valuable commodity in the world. So I'm grateful that you're here again. Get comfortable. How are you guys feeling?
Yeah, that was good.
I see your faces are like buzzing. All the relaxation that just popped in. And the reason why I encourage you guys to try and practice this every single day, I'm not an expert in meditation, I'm not an expert in breath work, I'm not an expert in even mental health, mental fitness. I'm a mental health first aider trained, whatever that even means, because I think that's just BS. But these are things that I'm passionate about, that some of the stories I'm going to share with you that I've gone through, and so it's like lived experience, and the rest of it is like people that I know are suffering from a lot of these things. So I'm around these types of people every single day, which is why I involved it in my coaching, because I was like, you know what, this stuff really matters to people. I need to serve people in the most powerful way through my coaching and speaking. So I'm going to incorporate everything I can. So did you guys feel like when you were inhaling and exhaling, would you feel like this next level sense of just not all your worries just disappeared suddenly while you were just your eyes were closed, and as I like to say, you went into la la land. Right? It feels amazing, right? And I encourage you to try to do this every morning and every night. Even just like we just did, like for 2 minutes or so. Try to do it for just 5 minutes every morning and 5 minutes before bed. And when you do it before bed, don't have your screens around you. Just put your, I always, and this is another thing I encourage people, including my clients, don't have your phone, like don't use your phone at least minimum 30 minutes before your bedtime. Minimum 30, if not please, like 45 minutes to an hour. A lot of people that know me in my life know that after like 11 o'clock ish, you won't see me replying to comments and DMing people and nothing. After about 11 p.m., I'm like settling down for bedtime. You know, brush your teeth, get ready, you know, you do what you need to do in the bathroom, and you just go to sleep. Because I think people are lacking like a routine in their life, morning and evening routine, and it's a game changer. But anyways, that's another event. We'll do another event, another topic. You guys are gonna love it. But mental fitness. Jan, thank you for joining, by the way. um, mental fitness. So I just want to quickly share with you a few pointers that I found online, and it's from the World Health Organization. As I said, don't always believe everything they say, because they always don't know what they're talking about. However, these are just the statistics that they come up with that people trust. So they said 1 in 4 people have a mental health challenge, meaning right now in your life, out of every 4 of your friends, one of them has a mental health challenge. You just don't even know it. This statistic I put first because it just blew. I was like, wow. I knew it because I trust this, because I know like a lot of my friends, if not all of them, have some level of mental health challenge, which is why they have me as their friend, and they like always come to me like, hey coach, like you freaking help us. um, so um, so 1 in 4 people. So that's just like a statistic that makes you realize, right? One of your friends right now has a mental health challenge. They haven't just spoke to you about it. They don't share it with you because you haven't asked them, hey, how are you really feeling? You're always about how's your day and all this kind of stuff. But how are they really feeling? That's the question you should be asking. Hey Christian, how are you really feeling, man? Don't just tell me, oh, I'm okay, I'm good. Tell me more, like how are you really feeling? Just genuinely going on in your life, and go deeper with people. Because that's when people sense this level of trust and like, you know, this guy actually cares. This woman actually really cares. They're asking me how I'm feeling, and they're even listening to what I have to share. So 1 in 4 people. The most common one, I'm sure you guys will know, is depression. They say 264 million people globally suffer with some sort of depression, whether it's clinical or just it's starting to appear in their life from work stress and stuff. Again, crazy, and I know many people in my life right now that suffer depression. Also, my podcast slash business partner, Amin, his mum has bipolar disorder, and so, but it's like bipolar along with depression. It's like a very rare form. So it's like she can be normal with you one day, she could be normal with you right here, talking to us, and hey, what's going on? Suddenly, she just goes into this crazy mode, and she just goes like you kind of recognize her. And I was like to him, I always say this to him as well, like, I respect your dad, man. I respect your dad for loving your mom that much to stay with her for this many years, to have all you kids. And because, you know, like, and there's another like deeper story to that, but he would always say like, that's why you learn a lot from your parents and what they do. You don't always, my mentor taught me that just because your parents love you, it doesn't mean they always give you good advice, which I truly believe. just because your parents love you, it doesn't mean they always give you good advice.
Absolutely.
Because they don't. Sometimes they think getting that degree is going to get you a good job. But getting that degree takes you to depression. Getting that degree takes you to stress. Getting that degree that you're not passionate about is when you start feeling lonely and like you start becoming external from the world and you lose that sense of belonging. So that's depression, biggest one. Anxiety is like second biggest, 284 million people globally. Again, so many people you hear of have anxiety and anxious. If I'm being honest with you, I used to never understand what these things mean until I went and like actually like read about it, and I went on that mental health first aider training, and you know they talk about these types of disorders and challenges that people go through, and it made me realize actually like not just knowing what anxiety and depression is makes a huge difference, because now you know the like what to look out for in your friends if like the signs you can sense if they're feeling anxious, and you can that's when you can ask them, hey, like relax, like calm down, take a breather, is everything okay, how are you feeling, what's going on in life? Whereas in work, you go to your bloody boss and they're just like, we can get this done, da, 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 and they never ask you how you're doing. They might when you come in, hey, how you doing? You know, like, and you're just like, yeah, good. That's it. Because you don't want to tell your boss everything. They're not your therapist. They're not your coach. You know, they don't truly care about you. That's the truth. And if they do, they're doing it for another reason, because above their heads, like, there's benefits for them. You know, so, but anyway, another topic. Substance use, again, 275 million, so drugs, stuff like that. Again, massive, like really, really big killer in terms of like mental health challenges. And then bipolar, 46 million. And again, like I said, a lot of people have bipolar. If you don't know what it is, please Google it and start like research and find out what these things are, because it gives you an insight to those people who are struggling. And you know what? Before I go on to the next page, one of the things that I take away from this whole page as I was doing that research is this is the reason why I wake up every day super grateful. Because I wake up and I just remind myself, Sadiq, it, it doesn't matter what's happening in your life and the challenge you're facing, there's someone out there that has it 10 times worse than you. There's someone out there that wakes up and they're already in a state of negativity or stress or depression or are anxious, or they hate their job, or they hate their boss or their parents or their friend or whoever it is. Like, there's a lot of people who wake up not within a peace. Imagine waking up with that sense of peace you guys just had with the breathing. Imagine you woke up and you're like, no worries, I'm in Dubai. You're like, wow, what a beautiful life. Even though that's not our life right now, why can't it be? This is when like my next level of mindset started growing, when I was like, you have to dream big. You have to really think about what you want and visualize it in your mind and manifest it. And I'll come on to later on talking about the law of attraction and how you can use that to bring good people, good souls, good energy, good opportunities into your life. But let me move over to the next page, because I think it's enough of the statistics now. But just makes you realize, right, how massive, how many people do genuinely struggle with mental health challenges. But we're going to change that word mental health to mental fitness. So whenever you hear anyone say mental health now, I want you guys, since you just like joined this like mini course, if you like, because it's genuinely like mini, I feel like it's a mini course right now. But because you're here, I feel like this is so much value for you guys that I just want you to correct other people from now on. When you hear anyone talk about mental health, just say, actually, you know what, like I actually went to a really cool event the other day and the guy was actually talking about mental fitness, not mental health. They can be like, what's that? Then you can educate them. Oh, basically it's this, or go and watch his YouTube video. You know, like the video's there anyways. Like you don't have to explain yourself. Just like watch this guy. Watch this is the event I went to. You can watch it. But quickly, I'm gonna tap into this. What I just talked about: mental health versus mental fitness. The old mindset ways of why I don't like mental health anymore. The terminology, and then a new mind frame that we can start creating from today. Because the old mindset of mental health is the reason why people, as I said earlier, don't like the terminology mental health is because there's a huge stigma around it already. When you say mental health, they think about mental illnesses and mental disorders. Already that word mental health takes people into the negative. The second is it's not about treating mental health, it's about preventing it. So most people, they have a mental health challenge, they go to a doctor or a therapist and they get antidepressants or whatever, but rather than them going and just finding a treatment saying here's the pill, you know, take this and it's going to change your life. It doesn't work like that. You should try to get to people before it even happens. That's why it's good to have people around you. This is why I want to build a community here. This is why I want to build a group of people that just get it and that you're all on the same page and you understand that it's actually important to talk to each other about what we're struggling about. I'm not going to judge you. Obviously, it's important for you to find people who are non-judgmental too, because I bet a lot of your friends are very judgmental and they give a crap about what you're wearing and how your shoes look and how you're dressed and all this stuff. Those are the wrong crowd and the wrong people to surround yourself with in the first place. So have a check-in on that. But it's important to really be open and to clarify what it is and how you're feeling. So it's about preventing it, not actually giving people a treatment. Next, it sounds more negative, like mental health. When you say it, as I said, mental illness, mental disorders, people don't really get it, especially the older generation. They're still coming around to it. The workplaces right now, some of the places that I talk to, they still don't get it, especially the people that are leadership, because the people on the top are the ones that kind of everybody follows the culture, right, at work. So if people don't get the terminology, then it trickles down and everybody thinks mental health is mental health, and yeah, she's got travel. Go on that pod, take a little meditation break, do what you need to do. They even now announce like mental health days where you can just take an extra day off in the year for like mental health purposes if you're going for a challenge. So some companies have like given people an extra day of like holiday for their mental health. But not all. These are only like the big companies that actually get it right now. And then the last one I wrote down, I've already said that so many times. It's confused like with mental illness. So please, from today, throw that old mindset away, chuck it away, remove it, delete it, control alt delete. No more saying mental health, and start coming into the world of mental fitness and start saying to people why it's fitness. And this is some of the things that I came up with, and also some of the things that Simon Sinek shared in his podcast. He said it's a more proactive and positive kind of stepful way that we can get people to go and start moving forwards. When you say mental fitness, the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, gym. And you either hate it or you love it. There's no middle, like, oh, I'm in the middle maintaining much. No, it's like you either go to the gym or you don't. There is no like, oh, I go now and then. Those people never last, and that's why they're stagnant in all of the things they do in their life. So you either go or you don't. So when you say mental fitness, to me, the reason why I aligned with it is because I like going to the gym. I know the benefits of going to the gym. I didn't like going to the gym. I learned how to love going to the gym, which is why part of my way of coaching now and why I talk about mind, body, and soul. My life only changed when I aligned my mind, body, and soul. Those are the three things I believe. There possibly will be more that as I go along my coaching journey, I'll figure out from meeting people and, oh wow, there's actually another one that I missed out. I know which one the other one will be. It will be finances as well, like financial part of our life. But I think the peaceful part of our life is the mind, body, and soul. When you get that in check, and you can wake up with like a full bundle of peace within your mind, body, and soul, then everything else you do will just become like a lot easier. You won't stress as much. You won't be as depressed. You won't be as anxious. You just won't be as negative. You will think more positively. So it's a more proactive approach. So when you say mental fitness at work or to your friends, they'll be like, oh, what's that? I never heard of that before. Then you can be like, oh, this is what it is. Like, actually, I learned that it's like this, and it's about helping people, and it's about being more proactive and productive, and why movement matters and stuff like that. Again, it reduces the stigma. As I said over there, it still has a stigma. When you say mental fitness, people will start removing that stigma. Oh, that actually sounds a bit nice. What's that all about? Then you can tell them, oh, just like you go to the gym, right, to get the muscles, what about your brain muscles? How do you grow the muscles in your brain? Later on, I'll show you something else. Everything in your life right now, from the time you wake up from your REM, from your deep sleep in the morning, from that time onwards, your brain is literally the only thing that's making everything else work. It's like that's the charger. If your brain's not charged, then you have all the other mental health challenges start peeping into your life. But when you align your mind, body, and soul, and you start like talking about it in a more positive, proactive way, and you also take those steps in your life, then your life will start changing. And then again, like I said, it aligns with physical health. So for me, when I had mental fitness, I was like, oh, mental fitness, physical fitness, because I like going to the gym and staying active and stuff. And then I was like, oh, the third one for me would be spiritual fitness too, because I'm a spiritual person and I pray and I do my best. I'm not perfect, and I think none of us are, but I do my best to practice what I believe in, and all of us believe in something. And if you don't, that's your own personal belief system, and you should work on whatever makes you happy. Never ever have arguments about things that you don't believe in. You can talk and question other people about why they believe in things, but I'm a big believer in I don't go and shove my beliefs on everyone else. Hey, this is the only right way, man. Jesus, or this is the own Prophet Muhammad is the own You have to. I'm just a genuinely believer. The world would be at more peace if everybody just got along, and you believe what you believe, and I love you for that, and let me believe what I believe and love me for that. like just believe in being human. That's the first thing, like believe in that person. If I cut your arm right now, you bleed red like me. You're unless you're green, bro. I was thinking like, what the hell? You got some alien from the UFOs coming. Jan, man, imagine I cut your arm, Jan, you get green blood come out. And you might, because you're like the plant queen, right? Like there might be some green plants growing. Anyway, that's another joke with Jan, because Jan's like she's massive like plant lover and like nature lover. She would exactly, Jan. You would have loved it here. You see all the plants around. There's good news as well coming around. Hey, fake or real, man? Everything's an illusion, bro. It looks real to me. It looks peaceful to me. It looks amazing. I'm happy with this, bro. I love it. But yeah, so like it also promotes a growth mindset, which is something I'll come on to later on as well. I'm a big believer in there's only two different types of mindset. You either got like a pessimistic type of mindset, you're either like a closed-minded person, or you have an optimistic mindset, which is more towards a growth mindset. And a lot of people are in that comfort zone mindset. They're in that mindset of stagnant. I'll just go with the flow. I'll just do what I need to do. I don't really want to go after my passion. I'm scared. I'm fearful. You know, like I'm happy with what I got. When really they're not. If you ask them what their dream is and their passions, they say, oh, I love art. I love creating the plants. I like doing all of these things. And why don't you have a business around that then? Or why don't you create something about that? Why don't you go work in that space if you're really passionate about it? Why are you in your dead-end job trying to just pay your bills? Again, this is another part of my journey where obviously working in different jobs and especially in the corporate world, I just didn't like the vibe. I didn't like how people treated you. And I just believe like, and quote me if I'm wrong, and again, this is just my opinion. I believe everybody that's in a job, I think they all have something within them that they don't want to be there. They'd rather be somewhere else. No matter how, and I know people that love their job. And I've questioned them on these same people on this as well, right? You love your job, right? What if I took away your pay tomorrow? What if I took away your 6-figure salary that you love your job, your CEO position or your direct MD position in the bank? What if I took your paycheck away? Would you still come in every day because you love it, right? They're like, nah, come on. Like, we go with the money's part of the job, and it's like that's why I'm excited about it because I get money and I get to do something I love and I love it. But what if I just remove the money? Because you can remove all my money right now and I'll still show up here and still talk about mental health, still talk about like people, community, tribes. I will still talk about the things I'm passionate about, even if I got. Bro, guys, I don't even get paid for today. Like, there you go. That's like pure. Like, that's just your proof. I don't even get paid for today's session. You guys didn't even pay for it. So it's like this. If I'm not passionate about it, who the hell is? Right? That's for you to understand how much I love what I do, and why I found that purpose in trying to figure out a way to make money from it. But anyways, another day's topic. I'm going to quickly go through this. So highlights importance of self-care as well, and then so self-care for me is another big topic, which we'll talk another day. But just to quickly touch on it, boundaries. When it comes to self-care, boundaries is one of the things I used to help all my clients with before. A lot of my previous clients, this is the one thing I helped them with. It changed their life. Just one tip I'll give you guys. Look at all the people in your life who just don't need to be in your life. Like they're just like negative friends. They're always like pessimistic. They always tell you can't do that. Like don't dream like that. You won't be able to do that. They're always negative. They're always like you can't do that. And I'm talking about friends and family members. The only difference is friends you can slowly start removing and distancing and cutting out. Family members you can't. So you have to work around that. And trust me, this is coming from someone who my own parents and my older sisters, because I have 3 older sisters, and my parents and my younger brother. My younger brother was alright, but the 3 sisters and my parents, because I didn't go to university and I didn't go through that traditional route, they were like, this guy's gonna fail, man. Like, what is this guy doing? He's just gonna fail in life. Today, I'm the only one they talk about, because they're like, oh my, this guy's like, he's doing, look, they secretly all watching my TikToks. You see them watching my Instagram reel, I'm just like, oh, what's that? And they're like, oh, nothing. You know, like, they're so like, in a way, this is how I see it, right? They're like, in a way, they're like so proud, but they're still so scared to say it. Like, in your face, you'll be like, you know what, like, I'm so proud of you, man. Like, well done, Sadiq. Like, regardless of what you did in your past, like, we're proud of where you are. This is our Asian, like, parents and our family cultural way it is. We don't have that real tough love anymore. That real soft love. We have tough love. We have a lot of just like, do this, like, they feed us, and that's their way of saying, we love you. You know, they give you the shelter, which again, things to be grateful for, but that's the way they show love. When I get married one day, when I have kids one day, I will show love a different way. I will be more affectionate. I'll be more with them. I'll be more touchy and huggies and kissies and that kind of thing. Because I think those kids who had that love from a young age, they turn out to be a lot better when they're older because they understand what it means to be loved. So they also, because they learned that from their parents, they go and teach others that. Whereas the people that don't ever, like the kids that have never learned that from a young age and they go like into their adulthood, they have to go and find Google to go and learn this stuff, right? And Google doesn't always teach you the right things. It sometimes takes you to the wrong places. Yeah, all right. So again, something else to be mindful of as well, because I'm saying this because you guys get it. We're all in this generation. We know what's going on in the world. We know it happens to all of us. But it's like, how can we control our mind? Because everything starts from your brain. It starts from your mind. If you are in control of this, then you're in control of your life. And so yeah, boundaries, setting those boundaries. And the other tip, quick one, in your calendar, if all of you today go away and in your calendar you literally put down everything you do in your life. I'm talking about your bedtime, your gym time, your walk time, your self-care time, your work time, your meeting time, your kids time, your hobbies, everything. You open Google Calendar, the app, download it on your phone, please, after today, and just literally fill it up with everything that you do. And then you'll see all these gaps and you'll be like, that is where you're procrastinating. That is where you're wasting a lot of time. That is where you're just watching Netflix series thinking that your life will change even though you want it to change, but you're not sacrificing something for it. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying, by the way, don't do that stuff. I still do it, but definitely not as much, like definitely guarantee you not as much as the people I know. You know, like I probably watch like one movie slash series episode a week. One. That's it, like literally just on the weekend after I've done all my hustle of content and stuff. I just relax, man. Like I just sit down, watch something, eat crap, and then the next day like gym, and then like back up again. So please do that. Honestly, you might think I'm joking, but that's the number one thing I help every client with. Open up the calendar. The first thing I show them is like their life in front of them. I'm like, look, this is your life on this screen. And I'll make them color code it to make it look pretty and make it look nice. And then again, for your mind, it helps for visual learners. And then you can see all the gaps and you fill in those gaps with, you want to listen to a podcast, you want to read a self-help book, you want to, learn something from a documentary that you want to watch that's more educational, not just like entertainment. So stuff like that, like we have to sacrifice things to grow and to learn and to work on ourselves, to become a better version of ourselves. As I said in my little posts, Eventbrite people saw at the bottom, I'm sure. Maybe you did it, you just saw food of freaking, yeah. There's snacks there, mate, I'm coming. Alright, last bit before I shut up. Mind, body and soul. This is the quick thing that I'm going to talk about now. This is really what changed my life, and I'm just literally looking at it like really just thinking and reflecting. These are some of the things that when I started learning about and I did my own research and going like deeply in, this is actually what really changed my life. And I think if all of you guys take away one thing, please take this away, and mental fitness as a word. The first thing is the mind, right? And I said everything starts on the mind, but there's main two things of the mind is the conscious and the subconscious mind. The conscious is like what you are all using right now. It's like at the front of your brain, and it's how you stay present, it's how you stay focused, it's how you do your work, it's how you, when you're awake, you're always consciously like living. Some people consciously are living, but they're daydreaming, so they're not really awake. So sometimes during the day, sometimes when you guys just like stare at something and you're daydreaming, they say, when you're daydreaming, your brain uses both. So it's like you're conscious because you're still awake and you still know what's going on, but it trickles down to the back of your subconscious and it starts, that's why you're daydreaming, because when you look over there, as I am right now staring at something, the back of my brain is going to start bringing up these other memories like, what am I going to eat later tonight? Like, oh, how I wonder what they're all thinking. That's what's happening in mine. I wonder what's going through all their minds. I wonder if they're like me. Like that kind of stuff is happening there. But consciously, a lot of people don't live in the present moment. They can't live like how I made you guys breathe earlier. And so again, it comes back to self-care and it comes back to really aligning yourself. How can I be more present? How can I just take a little breather for a minute, just a deep breathing in and out, and then just being present and be like, you know what, Bush, I'm here right now with you, man. Like Christian, I'm here right now with you. So That's the conscious mind. So it's like present, it's thinking, it's reflecting, it's gathering the choices that you want to make in the next steps of whatever you're going to do tonight. So you're going to go home, you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, my train's later on, this guy's not shutting out. Like, so like this is the thing, right? This is the conscious mind. And then you have the subconscious mind, which are like who you are kind of in a person. Like when you're sleeping, who are you really, like your most vulnerable states. So like your beliefs, your values, your principles, your personality, your attitude, and like in your REM sleep, the version of you that's like the deepest, which most people never either live their life with or they're too scared to show people that part of them. The only time a lot of people get to like that deep level of subconsciousness is when they really work on themselves, and usually it's potentially within like partners. You know, like when two partners really love each other, they can fully be themselves and they can fully be vulnerable and share everything with each other. And they trust each other with their life, like that kind of a connection. You can also have friends like that, of course, and parents and your siblings, just anybody in your life that you can fully trust and you can just be so real and raw with. You don't have to worry about how you look, and like you can just, this is how it is, man. Like this is how I am. That kind of version of you. So vulnerability is another topic for another day, but it's really just tapping into your vulnerable self, because many people are not vulnerable. Many people are scared to just be open and just share from the heart. So again, this is subconscious. And then you have the third one, which I added, with the growth mindset, which I touched on earlier. But things that have changed my life: personal growth, being open-minded, affirmations, the law of attraction, and I don't even know what that says. I was supposed to put something there, no? Improving what, dude? Oh, I think it just means improving. Like you, that's what I meant. I put words there so my brain remembers at the time. I told you, I don't like structure stuff. So when I'm reading this, that's why I read it and I can just be me. And then I read and I can just be me. Because having a structure, I think, is important for sure. Like I understand why companies and people respect having structure. But I can just not be me if I have this. You know what I mean? Like, why can't I just show up somewhere, Sadiq, just know what he's talking about and just fully be me with you guys here with my energy and the presence and this version of me, right? So yeah, just improving law of attraction. And I'm going to quickly touch on law of attraction. The law of attraction states that your thoughts become things. So all of you right now are thinking things. Those things will become a reality. So let's say one day you say you want to move to Bali. One day that will become a reality, but the only way to attract it is if you do the action steps to get towards it. So I always tell people it's called the law of attraction, and half of the word attraction has the word action in it. So you don't just sit there and say, I want to be a millionaire, I want to go to Dubai, I want this, I want that, I want a chocolate cake for my birthday. It's not going to happen if you don't go and ask someone, if you don't ask for help, if you don't go make it happen, if you don't find action steps to get there. So the first part of the law of attraction is to actually attract it by thinking positive things, by using affirmations like when you wake up in the morning, I am grateful for X. I feel wealthy and confident in myself. I show up as being me in my vulnerable state every single day. I love me for who I am. Whatever it is, you can say it you can say it in the mirror. Mel Robbins has a really good book called High Five Habit. If you guys check it out, it's really, really cool. She just teaches you to go up to the mirror every single morning, look into the mirror at yourself, because most of us don't even spend time looking at ourselves because we're like, oh, what's this? Only time we look is when we put makeup or look at our spots and stuff and do our hair. The rest of the day, you never look at yourself. So she encourages us, go and look in the mirror in the morning and just literally smile and say some positive affirmations and literally high five yourself on the mirror. Like, I love you, dude. High five, man. And then you start your day. That's the best way for you to show up and love you for who you are. That's you being your number one biggest fan. You know what I mean? So no one's gonna, I always say this, right? And this happened to me too, because again, guys, no one's gonna believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. I never had anybody in my life, as I said earlier, in that period of my life when I was just like flipping lonely all the time, and my friends were there, but they weren't there. Does that make sense? Like, you're just there because you have friends. You play games with them. I used to go and play football with them. But then you come home, and I used to share a bedroom with my brother until the age of 26. By the way, I shared a bedroom with my brother until the age of 26. She's looking at me like, damn, man, that's like, sheesh, that's crazy. I would have been out long time. Trust me, it wasn't easy. But again, that's just part of the journey, right? I shared the room with my brother until the age of 26. And there was so many times when I would go out with my friends, I'll come back home, sit in my room, on my phone, on my laptop. I was just lonely, right? Like, what am I really doing? Like, why can I not have a good, intimate, deep conversation with anybody? Why do I not have a real friend that calls me and asks me, like, how am I doing? What's going on, bro? Like, how's life? Should we meet, like, separate, to go and eat and munch and we could talk about stuff? Never. I had to become that friend for everybody else, which I bloody am now. You know, like, I'm that friend, like, oh yeah, Sadiq, when are you free, man? Oh, I don't know, man, like, check my calendar. I give them my calendar link now. They're like, are you taking the piss? I was like, no, man, like, my time is valuable. Tell me why you want to meet up. Oh, you know, like, to be honest with you, this is happening. I'm like, all right, cool. When they get me from the vulnerable side, then I'm like, all right, I'm going to definitely make time for them. Because I care about these people and, like, give them my time. You need to have people like that in your life. You need to find friends that are like that will make time for you. They won't just make excuses. Anyway, I'm going to go off topic a lot. But let's get back. Mind is done. Okay, body. The first thing when I talk about body is obviously movement and fitness and exercise. That's straight away, like, before I even go into the other deeper stuff, straight away for me, movement is medicine. I put it every single Monday on my crazy motivational, gym fitness videos. The first thing you see, movement is medicine. Because I think if you move, if you walk, if you do exercise every single day, even for a minimum of even like 15 minutes to 20 minutes, anything, you don't have to go to the gym. Go for a walk. Do some push-ups. I'm going to make you do later. Like, do something. Like, just move your body. Play tennis. Go to the gym like me and do creative, different body weight calisthenics workout. I made working out fun, which is why I only share my workout videos on a Monday. Because I'm not a fitness coach. He is. So you can go to him for the actual expert advice, because I'm not going to give you that advice. I'm going to tell you this is what I did. And this is the guy that I follow, who's the expert. And I direct people. And that's what I think, even as a mental health first aider, as they made me, it was just like, Sadiq, you're just a signpost for people with mental health challenges. You can't give them advice and tell them what they need to do. You need to send them to the people that can give them professional advice. Sometimes I think that's BS, because the stupid makhalas that are giving them professional advice don't even know what they're talking about. They're probably going for their own mental health challenge. And sometimes they are the ones who are not even qualified. They're just like random person. They put them there and it's a job. It's a job. I became a business and mindset coach without having a coaching certification, which is one of the easiest. That's why it's so easy for people to come into the coaching industry. Because people like me, everybody thinks we're messing it up. Which, by the way, is true. A lot of us people are messing it up. I'm not, for sure. And I'm going to be the one person that proves every single person wrong. And I'm saying this out loud on video and everywhere else. Someone's trying to join as well. But I'm saying it out loud. I'm going to be, one day, one of those coaches that you're going to meet, or that you can say to people you met, that this guy, he told us once at an event that he's an unaccredited coach, meaning he didn't certify to be a coach, but he's like one of the best in the world right now. He's like renowned and he knows what he's talking about and he knows how to serve and he knows how to help people. He knows how to coach. That's the only difference between someone with a certificate and someone without one. They think the one with a certificate knows how to coach. It's like someone with a degree knows that subject more than you. They don't. You can meet the wisest little kid that knows more than the expert in economics, as you can see what's happening in the world right now. These little kids are more smarter and wiser than the people that are renowned experts. Anyway, another topic. But you know what I mean? Like, I'm so passionate about this because people don't understand. And this, for me, was one of the biggest shifts in my life. Just knowing that you don't have to be a qualified person to actually care about someone's life, to actually know and care about a certain topic. You just need to show people that you know what you're talking about. There's a difference. You can't just blag it and talk rubbish. This stuff is not blagged. It's my life, and this is why I can talk with it so much passion. I'm not going to go into detail with every single thing, because that's like different. That's why I do coaching, so people can come to you one-on-one and you can deeply talk about this stuff and go deeper into it. This is not for events. Events, people are there, short attention span. If I don't have energy and keep you guys going, you're going to go to the back for juice, coffee, like you are, and I'm going to wrap up after this. But again, for the body aspect, movement, exercise, please guys, just keep your body and you just moving every single day, some form of exercise, moving, as I said, push-ups, walking, something. It's one of the biggest, it was another new scientific study done recently. Movement is probably one of the biggest things they're putting on the pedestal now when it comes to healing depression and anxiety. I'm like, I need that. And like it happened to me. I've been telling all my friends about it. I've been telling everybody, show them my bloody video, showing them how crazy and like flipping mental I am in the gym and all these creative stuff that I come up with, because it's my way personally. It's my way of letting go of negativity. Is by being creative in the gym, doing bodyweight calisthenic stuff, things that other people don't do. I'm the guy in the gym that everyone looks at and they're like, shit, that guy's mad. He looks cool, man. That looks cool. I'm always that guy, which is why any gym I go to, I make friends, and I don't want to. You know, like, I'm going there because it's my 1 hour that I don't want to talk to people, and I just want to, like, put my music on and just go crazy, and for me to let my stress and, like, my anxiety out, and my negativity, because, remember, as a coach, all day long, I'm taking everybody's negativity. I'm just, like, the sucker of everybody's energy, like, but all bad energy, like, all negative stuff. Not bad people, bad energy. So their bad energy, I'm consuming it. Where the hell does Sadiq put it then, right? I don't go to my coach and say, oh yeah, take my negativity. I know how he's gonna feel, right? But they are there for that too. This is the whole point. You have a coach or a therapist or a mentor or someone in your life that you can go to and ask for guidance and ask for support and talk to, like go in a deep conversation with. Again, another topic. So body, and then the other parts of body I put down is like your obviously like more deeper things like your nerves, your bones, things that you can talk to Christian about. Immune system, like nutrition is a big one. What you eat also affects your brain. So that's why sometimes people have brain fog or they say you have food coma. If you eat too much crap, it goes like flipping crazy and your mind starts wandering, but it also thinks negative, like, oh, I'm gonna get fat, oh, I'm gonna feel lethargic, oh, I'm gonna have to go to the toilet later. Like, you're already thinking of something before it even happens. That's already a bad sign. You should be like, I'm gonna go to the gym because it's gonna give me energy and boost me in like my spirit and my positivity, and I'm gonna get more energy to be productive with my day. That's how we should be thinking. So immune system, and also like stretching, and then obviously, as I said, the brain is in control of your whole body. So feed the brain every single day with positivity, with love, with like personal development, with positive things, and remove the things that are negative. News, social media people that you shouldn't be following, celebrities that you think have a perfect life but they don't. Like, remove the negative people and unfollow some people from your life and start a new journey, a new life from today. And then the last one is your soul. The soul comes in 4 categories, as I like to share. Number 1 is your purpose. So obviously, like your life's mission, your passions, like what you truly want your life to be, like what you truly love doing. As I said earlier, I would do this for free as I am. That's the purpose. That's like, okay, this guy found it. For example, if Bush's purpose was to have this coffee shop and he's happy with this, that's his purpose. He built this because that's his purpose. By the way, I'm not putting anyone on the spot here. I'm just saying that you started this place from nothing, bro. And as you know, like I remember it. Yeah. From nothing to what it is now. I always say to share with everyone, right? Like, it's incredible. I met this guy before 2020, before the pandemic, just before the pandemic. We met, I don't even remember how, I think I came here, right? Oh yeah, check this out, how I met this guy, right? By the way, for you guys watching at home, I'm talking about the founder of this cafe. So Bush, I didn't even know Bush. I went to an event about some e-commerce event, a big expo. I met some random Egyptian dude, like, cause he was standing there, and I just thought, you know what, like, I'm just gonna go, it's a networking event. I go and like try to introduce myself to as many people as I can. So I saw him kind of sitting there, like a bit shy like me. So I thought, all right, you know what, I'm gonna start a conversation with him. So when I started talking to him, ended up being such a humble guy, such a cool guy. I loved it. I had a good conversation, and then he liked me so much as well. And he's like, have you ever heard of Co-Balance in Shoreditch? And I was like, no, because I think I said something to him about like coaching and speaking and stuff I do. He's like, oh, I might have a spot for you, like good coffee and event space for you if you ever want to do an event. Then he told me about Bush, introduced me to Bush via Instagram, I think. Then obviously I messaged Bush, I came down to the cafe, but these are the action steps I took, right? I met someone who introduced me to him indirectly, but because of my efforts reaching out to him and also driving here and coming here to meet him, to taste the coffee, to taste the food, to support the business, which is why we have this friendship today, that that we can put this event together. Like that we can have this collaboration, all is happening now. Because when you meet good souls, and I remember telling him the other day, when you meet gems, I call them gems, when you meet good souls and good gems in your life, just hang on to them. And like always try your best to be there for them. And I remember I told you, I was like, bro, anytime that I'm in a struggle or you're in struggle, like if you talk to me, I will always be there. All my friends that I love in my life right now, they all know this. They can reach. That's why they can reach out to me at any time, and I'll always make time to have that call to come and see them, and I listen. He also knows that. He knows I listen because he was like, "You don't listen." I was like, "No, really." Like he knows I listen to every single thing he shares because people matter to me, and the things that other people are going through matters to me. I don't know how else I can explain it. I just give a crap about other people now, like in that way. Before I used to care about other people's opinions of me. Now I give a crap so much about that person that I want to, like, I'm almost, because I'm a deep empath as well, which is someone that can truly feel what someone else is going through. Because I can, oh, my intuition is so powerful that I can already sense an energy or a person's energy as I come and approach them. I can already tell. I can do the same through social media. I can tell if you're a dodgy bugger on social media. Yeah, like, I know it's a bit of like prejudgment and like judging you, but I can go through your Instagram or your LinkedIn or see some of your videos or pictures and stuff like that, and I can get a little bit of a sense of a vibe of you. And if I don't sense you're being genuine and authentic and you're just like doing it for the gram, then I'll be like, this is not someone that's valuable. I'm not gonna say that you're a bad person. That's something I don't do. I don't judge you, people. Ah, that's a bad, terrible person. I don't. But I'm like, I'm not gonna give that person my time, attention, and like my energy because there's no value there. There's no value exchange. So it's not like you're a bad person. It's like I'm not interested in your energy. Yeah. That's it. That's what it is, and I move on. Again, another story. Purpose, guys. Find a purpose, man. Like find something that just drives you. Like for me, and just like do your best to take those first action steps towards it. Don't let other people stop you. And then it's just your spirituality, as I said. Find a belief system. Find something that you believe in, whatever you want to call it. God, Mother Earth, nature, whatever it is. Like find a spiritual belief system that you think is right for you in your life and follow that path. Follow it for X amount of time, and if you see your life change, great. If you don't see your life change, ask questions. Start questioning it. Start finding out, is that the right thing for me? Or is there something else that's different? Why do I still not find that inner peace? Etc. And then emotions. Emotions is around self-awareness and self-regulation. Again, the more you do personal growth, the more you start learning about you and who you are and how you want to become a different, better version of yourself, the more deeper you'll become as a more self-aware person. You'll start realizing yourself, oh crap, especially when you do the calendar thing, you'll start realizing actually, oh my days, I'm wasting so much time here, I'm wasting so much time here, and oh wow, if I didn't know that from my calendar, I wouldn't be as aware as if I was just like living my life, just going with the flow every day, right? So self-awareness comes when you really know. You can wake up and you can see your calendar, or you can see the mirror and you can be like, I know what I'm doing today. I know how my day is going to be planned out. Most people, man, they just live their life every day like a new day. They just wake up and like, it's another hump day. You know, it's another Monday. Oh gosh, like flip it out, work again. Sunday, they're already dreading it. Oh man, I have to go to work, come back home. Tuesday, go to work, come back home. Wednesday, go to work, come back home. Like people are just living in their own world, not enjoying what they're doing. This is the difference, right? If you're doing that, great, but you have to wake up happy, enjoying what you're doing, even if it's a job. You have to find a passionate job that you enjoy. So that's the emotions, and then the grounding, which is, like I said, your inner peace, your inner fulfillment, your happiness levels. How are you like tracking your happiness? How are you tracking your fulfillment? If you don't have goals and a vision and like a mission in your life, then you can't track anything. And as they say, right, a goal not written down is someone that doesn't take their life seriously. So that's why I always encourage people at the end of the year or the beginning of the year, because I don't think it's the right time. Find a time in your life when you can just take, like I got my little journal in the back there, just find a time to open it up and write down your dreams, your goals, the things that you want. No one's going to write it for you. Life gets so busy and we forget that it's important for us to just have that reflection time to be like, this is what I wrote last year. And I love what you said as well. Most of the time, the things that we write down, we don't believe it. Yeah. But it doesn't matter. The point is not you believe it. The point is just write it down. Like, because you can see what you wrote down in the future, looking back, and you can connect the dots, being like, wow, damn. Like one day I wrote down I'm gonna have a Lamborghini, and I thought it's never gonna happen. You know, but then one day, I don't know, someone gifted you one. Let's say you got so famous, something great happened, and one of your friends was like, you know what, I love you, man. Got your birthday present, it's a Lamborghini, and you're like, what the hell? But you attracted it because at one point in your life, using law of attraction, you wrote it down, you thought about it, and the universe made it happen through the action steps and your hard work. But thank you for sharing that. It's great to know that you took the time to reflect and to write those things down. I love doing it because, like you said, I like going back at 2022, 2023 and just be like, oh my days, I wrote this. By the way, most of the time you don't even achieve half of them. For me, I write down. I'm a big dreamer. Though. Like I write big. I thought this year I'm already going to be in Dubai. Like I thought by the end of this year I've already moved to Dubai. My business is smashing it, but it's not happening, and it's not happening how I wished it would. But the end of the year is not finished yet. Right? We're only in May, so it's like, yeah, exactly. We're halfway through. So who's to say that it might not happen, right? Because the more I think about it, the more I'm connecting with people from there, the more I'm networking with people out there. I don't know. It's going to happen because I just feel it. My intuition feels it because I'm attracting all these people in Dubai right now because I've been networking with them on Dubai, in LinkedIn. I've been, building a community and building relationships with people. I don't even want anything from them. I'm just like introducing myself and being nice to them. The rest is from my profile. My profile does. That's why you need to work on your social media stuff because your profile is what people go and spy on you on. Like that's where they do the stalking. The first thing they see is your message or your voice note or however you connect. The rest is they spy on you and they figure out, are you a good person? Are you valuable to their life and their network? For me, when I reach out to people, sometimes they're like, oh my God, a TEDx speaker added me. Like for me personally, I never cared about that status, like that name. But ever since I changed my LinkedIn status to TEDx speaker, everything is like, oh my gosh, everyone thinks you're a professional speaker now. I'm the same guy, the same speaker, and nothing happened apart from having a big platform to speak on. That's it. That's a great question, man. I love it. I think the truth is to remind yourself that it's okay. I know it sounds stupid, but it's just to remind yourself that it's okay. What's the rush of life? Like when we mentally think about it, right? Why, even though we set that goal and we did our best, the key though is that you have to do your best. That's the other key as well. I was going to say that the second part. The first part is to remind yourself that it's okay, that you never achieved it, and like you said, write down why you think you didn't achieve it. No one else can tell you that part. You know what happened, and whether it was an external factor or whether it was you internally, something happened in your life with your health. Things happen, right? Life challenges happen. So it's writing down what happened and why you couldn't achieve it. And then the second part is knowing that you have to take that same goal and repeat it. Put it for next year, and then do your best to make sure, and put that one above on the list because it's kind of basically you're carrying it on from the year before. And that way, you remind yourself that it's okay, you never got there because of X, Y, and Z, this is the reason. And the next step is the action step of I'm going to carry it on next year. I'm going to focus on it more because it was one of my previous goals, but it's still important to me, and I'm going to focus on doing my best. And the other quick aspect as well around for your mental fitness is after you remind yourself that it's okay, that you never achieved that goal, is also to remind yourself that life is a journey for all of us. We're all hustling and bustling, right? We're all living through this crazy life. What's the rush? What's the rush? Sometimes, like I made you guys breathe at the beginning, you felt so amazing in the present moment. So sometimes just reflecting at the end of the year, breathing, is like asking yourself, what's the rush? Why am I rushing? The only time you should be rushing is if your goal is on a time, if your life, is in a time deadline. For example, someone like Steve Jobs, when he was told that he got cancer and he may have 6 months to live only, whatever that amount of time he had, that's when you really have a sense of urgency and you're like, okay, now you got to rush because you know the deadline of your life. But most of us don't know the deadline. You may live until 80, but you're rushing, hustling right now, thinking that it's not. That's why it's so important to be patient. That's why patience is key. It's important to remind yourself sometimes that even though I'm doing my best, like you said to someone earlier, right? You got to slow down sometimes, man. Someone was really, really busy and having a headache and stuff. He's like, breathe. You need to slow down. You're right. We're here. I'm right here in front of you. You're not at work right now. You're with me. Just breathe, man. Just take a little moment to just be in the room with me. You're not at work. There's no stress here. Look, it's just me. Look at me. You make people look at you. People don't even look at you, but they're scared to look in your eyes. And so they're always freaking looking up and worrying, oh my gosh, I need to go home. Oh, look at the time. Oh, I'm like, just relax, man. Just breathe. Just breathe. I'm right here. I'll save you, man. I'll do my best to save you. But hopefully that answered your question, both of them. Because I think it's important, just to remind yourself that yes, you write a goal because you're serious about your life, but if it doesn't happen, it's not the end of the world. You carry it on. You keep going. You don't give up. That's the main thing. You don't lose hope. You don't beat yourself up as well. Another thing I talk about a lot is self-love, nowadays topic. But self-love is basically the concept of loving and accepting you for who you fully are. And finding that deep, good version of you, the one that you truly love, the guy or the girl that is deep within you that you know this is the gem. He or she, this is the person who the world needs to hear about or know about, and the story needs to be out there. That's why I'm a big believer that our life is just a story, it's a book. You're writing your book. What's your chapter tomorrow? Kevin Hart said it once, right? He said, "Your life's a book, man." You're like, "Your life's a book, man. What's the next chapter?" You're like, "What's tomorrow's chapter? Huh? What's tomorrow's page about?" Because you're writing your chapter. You're writing your book. Tomorrow is a new day. And plus, most people stress in life because they either focus too much on the past from their traumas, or they focus way too much on the future. And I try to bring people back in the present moment, like, mind, body, soul, man, like, get back here with me, and your life will start changing. But this is why I love this stuff, and I think a lot of people who know me know why I'm so passionate about it, because I worked on it. I had to find that version of me. I had to find that inner peace. I had to find the bold version of me. Man, seriously, like, if I showed you my pictures from over 9 years ago when I used to be that super shy Sadiq, and then you see me now, like, this confidently speaking to you guys, not worrying. It's nuts for me, like, to see that, like, it's a proud moment, but it's also like there are many other introverts and shy people and people with mental health challenges and people with like loneliness, like people who are just stuck and don't have a community. Maybe for you specifically, like personally, maybe it's a mix of both, because like you said, and you're self-aware about that, which is great because you already know how you are. You know that you're mentally tough, but sometimes you need that person like that grills you and that basically coaches you and basically tells you, like, you know what, like, gives you that little push that, hey, I believe in you too, man. Like, remember you said you're gonna do this, you gotta go do it. Or they're just reminders, right? They're just like little reminders, and your friends and people in your ears are, like you said, will remind you, hey, you got this, man. Keep going. Don't give up. You got this. So I think do both. More importantly, but working on yourself is more important, I would still say, because it's through yourself. What if one day there's nobody? You know what I mean? What if suddenly you got, I know this is hypothetical, but imagine, you just got taken out in a helicopter, in an airplane, you got put in the middle of an island, and it was just you. How do those monks in the middle of those places that they live, how do they just live alone and nobody's there with them? They just go on the mountain and just meditate for hours. How did they find that true inner peace? Like, that's what I question. I'm like, wow, how do those people meditate for so long, man? Like, after 5 minutes, I'm already like, I want to flip and get up and do something. I'm an energetic person, so I want to always be on the move. I can't meditate for so long. But I still I still make those times for meditation and for prayer, because I know how it grounds me and it brings me back to this present moment. So do both. Like, work on yourself and also find a community, whether it's a free one, whether it's a paid one, however you can find one. Find a place where it's good souls, that you know that these people are going to be there for you. And only then you can have the best of both worlds, right? You can work on yourself and heal, but you can also have that community push you as well and say, hey, definitely. This is why all of this stuff matters, because of the sense of belonging. That's the main thing. Like, we are, if you look back in since humans existed, we all, like, people used to be in tribes. That's why we heard about these tribes, right? In school, they used to teach us about Native Americans and these people living in the middle of the forest all together. And this is how the world used to be. It was genuinely like tribes. Why? Because people are supposed to be with people. And what the pandemic did was the biggest, like, eye-opener for you, I'm sure, because this is the only time when people felt secluded and lonely. What the hell? Where's my real friends gone now? They're all on bloody Zoom. They're all, like, online. They're not even FaceTiming me anymore. They've got their own challenges going on. People need people. That's why you have to be around a community. Whether you build your own one because you can't find a good one, but I do promise you there are good ones out there. You just got to go, like, tap into a few of them until you sense the one that has a good tribe and, like, okay, these are the people I want to be with. These are genuinely good people. And usually that will only happen if you go and look for them. Otherwise, if you have the energy and the time, then create one, like how I've been doing. Like, I've just been creating my own one, and they're like specific people that I look for, or specific. I don't say people. I say they're specific characters that these people have. Like, they're basically like me, but in their way. So they're all honest. They're all kind. They're all trustworthy. They're all spiritual. They're all like just caring, good people. Like, that's what I sense. And when I sense that, I'm like, I got a private community of people, and, like, I'd love you to be in it. Like, that's what I do. But that's like I said, there has to be something where, because honestly speaking, this private community of mine, the reason why is I made it private. It used to be public, and then I made it private. Is only because I sensed that these people were sharing vulnerable things of their life that they want, I'm sure they want to be like kept secret and kept confidential. So, and if public people come and see it, it's not nice. They won't feel as open. Whereas now it's closed and private and like, you know, it's just a few of us, around 15 of us. Now it's just like, you know what, like they can just come in there and fully be them. They know I could be me, and they know that they can be them. And it's just like having that, they know that this is the community where I can come and share all my struggles with, all my wins, all my celebrations, everything. It's all one. It can't always be negative either. You know, like you can't always have everybody sharing challenges every day. Sometimes it's like share your challenges and then support the other people, and another day share your challenge and then support them. So it's like there is like a really cool vibe that happens there. But I hope that answers your question. But I think that's the end.